B29 starts at the Hochganghaus or Rifugio del Velico. It's 17 kilometers long, somewhere between 500 and 600 meters elevation, mainly because it descends down the mountain, and the finish point is Jalsen Station or the Patleidhof, where I'm going to try and find somewhere to stay. So let's go for a walk. It's about 11 o'clock now, so should have no problems finishing this stage. On leaving the Rifugio, we pick up this forest trail, path 24, the Marana Hohenweg. We stay on path 24 for the rest of this stage through this forest. So the path comes in and out of the forest on this stone path, giving good views back down towards the valley. The path's well maintained, very dry today, could be a bit slippery in the wet. Very nice walking. 1 kilometre into the trail, you got the Goidner Elm where you can get a resupply and some water. You can probably camp there. Trail goes up here, just over 2 kilometres in. There's the high point for the moment. The Hohenweg, 1,809 metres. And now the trail descends in this forest till we hit an elm in 2 kilometres. Just before 6 kilometres, the trail comes out the forest to Rifugio Nazaretto. They do food, you can get a resupply. I filled up my water bottles. Trail goes up here. 7 kilometres in. Look at the views. Elms everywhere. Back down towards the valley. Trail goes this way. Just over halfway, 8 kilometres in. Here's the Gigelberg Elm, 1,565 metres. I'm going to get some lunch, almost 2 o'clock, and then knock out the remaining 8 kilometres for this stage. That's a decent elm, very welcome there. They got 16 beds, most of them are booked up early. You can get lunch. They got a small shop in there as well for hiking supplies, so I'm going to get on the trail and get the remaining 8 kilometres done. On leaving the elm, stay on path 24, elevated footpath, good views down to the valley, and it continues through the forest. Just an observation on the Marana Hohenweg, there's hundreds and hundreds, and that's no estimation, maybe even thousands of steps that have been cut into the path. So get used to it, because the path like that over there is pretty rare on the ascent and descent. 9.5 kilometres in, come out of the forest trail, pick up this asphalt road for a bit. 10.5 kilometres in, that's the Hochganghaus Elm, 1553 metres, beautiful view down to the valley, and now the trail goes through these high pastures. Alright, 12 kilometres in, we've got another one of these suspension bridges, and then hopefully we can get out of the forest and get down into the valley. There's a view back up to the mountains. 12.5 kilometres in, after the bridge, a steep section, 75 metres straight up using a ladder and handrails, and now the trail goes through that forest. Just over 13 kilometres in, here's the Patleidhof Elm, 1,445 metres. Just coming down the path now, so you can get a beer here, get some food here, you could probably even stay here, and that's the view on the other side. 3 kilometres left. On leaving the elm, you come down an asphalt road for a bit and then pick up this beautiful path, elevated views over the valley. 2 kilometres left. 14.5 kilometres in, another one of these suspension bridges crossing the deep gorge. I mean, it's a beautiful view down to the valley. I wonder what they did before this was here. 16 kilometres in, it's a nice viewing point for the mountains. We descend down path 24, probably got about 500 metres left. That's the Linthof, 12 bedrooms, decent food. I mean, you could stay there. It's 500 metres from the end point, Path 24 goes down here, and I'm going to stay down here. This is the end of stage B29, the Patleidhof, 16.75 kilometers, 755 meters elevation, so a little bit more than I thought. I'm going to put my tent out here. They do rooms for 45 euros, and I will see you on trail tomorrow morning for B30.